Hi, welcome to my YouTube page, Major Makeup. Glad you're here. So I've been going from YouTube for a while. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, what kind of videos that I wanted to post. I originally would have videos, I would edit them and everything, but I didn't like them. So I was doing that for a while and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I came up with the idea of doing a makeup look inspired by a movie, TV show, or Broadway show, and talking about facts and just stuff about the movie that you may not know while doing my makeup. So it involves makeup. I like movies, I like TV shows. Instead of just doing randomize, I'm gonna have like set days, so it's gonna be movie Mondays, TV Tuesdays, and Broadway Wednesdays. I'm just gonna do one per week, but it will just depend of which one I want to do, but I'll post on that day whatever it's going to be about. So starting out for our first is going to be a movie, since it's Monday, but it is going to be the movie Mean Girls that we're doing. Mean Girls is a movie where I already know behind the scenes stuff, and I'm very familiar with it. It is one of my all-time favorite movies, so I decided I would start out with something a little bit easier for me, and then also I already had a makeup look that I already kind of wanted to do, and stuff that I'm familiar with, painting on canvas, so it would be easier to paint on my face too. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so to start out, we are going to also, don't judge the way I do my makeup, not a professional, just don't bother. So I'm just going to first start out everything by doing like a summary, if there is a summary about it. I'm just going on Wikipedia and giving like the basis of it while I do all the boring part of my makeup. Okay, so Mean Girls is a film that came out in 2004. It was directed by Mark Waters, and written by the legend herself, Tina Fey. It stars Lindsay Lohan, Rachel McAdams, Tim Meadows, Amy Poehler, and Tina Fey. It is particularly based off of Rosalind Wiseman's 2002 nonfiction self-help book, Queen Bees and Wannabes, which a lot of people do know now. It was based off of a book, which was a self-help book in a way, which Tina Fey based it around. It describes female high school social cliques and the damaging effects that it can have on any girl. Faye also drew from her own experiences at Upper Darby High School as an inspiration for some of the concepts of the film. The introduction of Amanda Seyfried in her film debut. So this was Amanda Seyfried's first film, which was not one of the things I was going to talk about, but it's still pretty bomb. To continue on, the Saturday Night creator Lorne Michaels produced the film. Tina Fey was the screenwriter and the co-star of the film. It was a long-term cast member and writer of SNL, although the set in... I should really memorize this stuff, but I didn't. Evanston, Illinois. The film was mostly shot in Toronto, Canada. Filmmaking took September to November in 2003. It was released on April 30th, 2004. The film grossed, it says 129 million. That's wrong, it was 130 million. Worldwide, developing a cult-like following. That's literally what it says, I'm not joking. The made-for-television sequel, Mean Girls 2, premiered on ABC Family January 23rd, 2011, and a musical adaptation premiered on Broadway March 2018, which Mean Girls 2, not a huge fan of. It's not terrible, but it's not as good as Mean Girls 1. We all know this. And the Broadway musical is fantastic. It's so good. So, that's where we are with our summary. So now we're just going to get into my personal, little short summary. Mean Girls to me is about social cliques. It is about surviving in high school, also being new to high school and being someone different, as well as it is a chick flick with a twist, I like to say, because I feel like Mean Girls, somebody who's 20 and somebody who is, even someone who's in high school and someone who's 40, everyone can relate to it. And I don't know why, but it's just not as chick flicky as other chick flicks. So, I don't know how to word that correctly, but that's just how I feel about this, okay? My chest is so veiny. So, that's that. Okay, I finished putting my foundation on. I just did that off camera because, it's boring. Also, I'm taking my makeup out as I go. I realize next time I'm just going to have it all set out, but I didn't think about it, so it's fine. And yes, I know I'm very veiny. I put makeup on, but this lighting is not helping me right now. I'll fix it for next time, so don't worry. You won't see my gross veins. So let's get started on the facts while I do my look. All right. So, when the movie was shot, also my mirror's over here, sorry. Lindsay Lohan was 18 when the movie was shot. Rachel McAdams was 26, and Amy Poehler was 33. So when you first hear that, you're like, huh, okay. But when you do the math and you really think about it, Rachel McAdams was playing the classmate of Lindsay Lohan, and she was 8 years older than her, and they were supposed to be in the exact same grade, in 11th grade, and she was only 7 years younger than Amy Poehler, who was playing her mother, which they did put makeup on Amy Poehler, because when I was younger, I thought it was Amy Poehler's mom. I really did, because, she just looks older, but, as I grew up, I was like, oh no, that is Amy Poehler, and they put makeup on her to look a little bit older, but, Rachel McAdams looks so young in that movie anyway, especially with the blonde hair. It really, made her look a lot younger, but, yeah, they were a lot of years apart. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So next is going to be Lindsay Lohan's character was named... Lindsay Lohan's character, Katie. That's her name, if you didn't know. Katie's character was named after Tina Fey's college roommate. Yes, her name was Katie, spelt with a C as well. Her name was Katie Gary. And it had talked about that they had no furniture. They just had a mattress on the floor and a beanbag chair in their living room. So, we all come from something, and, there's going to be a lot more shout-outs of Tina Fey used a lot of people in her personal life for the names of characters in this movie, which I thought was really cool. So I did my concealer off camera, sorry. So, next is going to be that Amanda Seyfried almost played the role of Regina. I know. It was neck and neck between her and Rachel McAdams, and they thought that she would fit best as Karen, and that Rachel McAdams should play Regina, which I agree. That was good casting on their part. So, next, I don't know if this is true. I've never heard this, but also it just could be something people just don't talk about a lot. I don't know why, but the original name for the movie, I look literally crazy. Don't worry, it'll come out in the end. The original name for the movie was supposed to be called Homeschooled, which, I get their original thought. I don't know if it was ever seriously considered as the name or if it was just a thought. Maybe that's why it's not talked about more. But I do not like that name. I think Mean Girls was the perfect name for this. No, they did a good choice. Again, good choice. I don't like that. Like, if it would have been about her being homeschooled, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. I really do not like that. But, again, they switched it. I'm fine with it because they switched it. So, okay, so I finished pretty much the rest of my face. This lighting is doing me no favors whatsoever. We're gonna fix it next time because, like, I get close and, like, ooh, not really. I mean, when she focuses, she looks okay. But, like, back here, I look crazy. I don't know. I'll fix it next time. But for right now, nah, this is what we got. This is what we're working with. It's fine. So, next, sorry, I forgot to do my neck. You gotta do the neck. Don't forget about your neck. Because then you're gonna look crazy and look like two different colors. Because I don't care what no one says, I always do my neck. Because my neck is such a different color than my arms and everything. It's so different. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, back to what we're supposed to be doing. Talk about Mean Girls. Duh, Brooke. Also, side note, this necklace is like covered in makeup. I seriously need to clean it. It's disgusting. I know, it's awful. Okay. So, Mean Girls was actually supposed to be, what was I looking for? Oh my god, I'm so disarray. It was supposed to be different characters for different stuff. So remember how I said Regina, or Rachel McAdams, and, I made a safe ride. They were neck and neck for who was going to play Regina. Well, Lindsay Lohan was supposed to play Regina. I know. It's crazy, right? Couldn't see it, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is what happened. Freaky Friday, as you know, she starred in that. She starred in that had recently just came out. The people who were casting and whatnot for Mean Girls, like, she was cast as Regina, but they had said that people aren't going to take her as Regina, as the villain, seriously because of Freaky Friday. They just aren't going to accept that she's the villain, which I totally agree. I mean, especially because she was a child actor, and, you know, she was in Parent Trap and stuff like that. I just personally feel like, I don't know, Katie, you know, she does some stuff that is very villainy-like. Like, she lies to her spoiler. She lies to her parents about, you know, she wanted to stay home to go to, her friend, Janice's art show, and she throws a party instead and doesn't invite them. So it's just, she does villain-y stuff, but she is not the villain herself. And I just, you know, she grows up and she was playing different roles. So I feel like Katie was the perfect role to, you know, change her in a different direction, because she's not going to be playing the same, you know, younger roles her entire life. You know, she wants to do something a little bit different. I feel like that was a good bit of different. It was good. And no, I totally agree with them. People wouldn't have accepted her as Regina. I don't think I would. I think the casting was done excellent. It was done perfectly. So that's where we are on that. Okay, so next, I'm bringing attention to my nasty forehead. Yeah, me. So next, this one I did not know about. I found out it's actually true, which I was shocked about. So Kevin G, you know, his iconic rap, the talent show, the winter talent show, yeah, that was supposed to be different. I know. it was a totally different line. He was supposed to have a line in there that was supposed to say, you know, the burn book is very, like, ragged and not perfect, and it's driving me nuts not to do it. Also, I had to cut this so it's not, like, pointed, it's, like, blob, because, of course, I picked the one that has, like, a deformity, and they won't let me return it, so that's super dope. So, yeah, Kevin G's line was supposed to be totally different. It was supposed to be, I wrote it down, hold on. It was supposed to be, it ain't no trick, I am this slick. All the 9th grade ladies want to suck my what? I know. But, you know why it was changed? Because that's a good line. But it was changed because, drumroll please, yes, PG-13 rating, because they wanted the movie to be PG-13, and if they would have done that, it would have been rated R. And they didn't want to do that. So, which I agree, less people would have seen it. So, I just totally messed up. Oh well. So, I look literally nuts. I mean, I guess the burn book is nuts too, right? Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Okay. This is not what I wanted, but we're just gonna go with it, okay? Okay? Okay, we're just gonna go with it. Because I was gonna do the burn book thing, because this look is kind of the burn book, by the way, if you didn't already get that. I was gonna do it on my cheek, but I was like, the forehead. So I think I'm gonna do I was gonna do the kiss somewhere, so I think I'll do that on my cheek. Anyway. Okay. So next is going to be also another thing that has to do with, I think I'll put that here, the rated R, let's see, issue, the, line, I don't know if I could say this on YouTube, the line, the wide set vagina, that almost got cut. I know, an iconic line almost got cut, very close. So, because of the rated R, it was going to get cut, but the movie Iron Man with Will Ferrell, that had just came out, and there was a sexual scene. If you want to know what it is, you can look it up yourself, but there was a sexual scene in which they got away with, which I really don't know how they got away with that, which a PG-13 movie, but again, if you want to figure it out, go look it up, but they got away with that, and so they made that movie had just came out, so they said they were showing favoritism because it was the MCCA, or MPAA, that they were showing favoritism, you know, to them. So MPAA allowed it because they didn't want to seem like they were showing favoritism in any way. But I mean, wide set vagina over that scene, they're not even close. I was like, what? Crazy. They're not even relatively close in any way. So next, this one I did not know about at all, that James Franco was considered for the role of Aaron Samuels. I know. And also another thing about Aaron Samuels is they were casting somebody who looked like Jimmy Fallon. I know, random, right? Totally random. So the next thing I thought was quite interesting. I find everything quite interesting, but this one I was like, I mean, yeah, I would be kind of concerned about it too. So originally, they did not want Tim Meadows, who plays the principal, if you didn't know. They did not want Tim Meadows and Amy Poehler, who plays Regina George's mom, to be in a movie together. And you're like, why? Because they were both on SNL. And you're like, okay, why do we care? Exactly, I'm going to tell you. So we care because they didn't want them on the same movie because they did not want it to feel or seem like it is an SNL movie. So Saturday Night Live, they didn't want it to seem like it was a movie about that. Which it did not at all. It did not give those vibes in any way. It was totally different. They didn't want people to associate it with it, I guess, which it didn't. It was totally fine. I just think they were worried about it, which I understand. You know, it's their movie. They don't want, they don't want it to, you know, go south, so I get it. So our next fun fact, I look insane. Hopefully it'll look good by the end. So our next fun fact of the evening is going to be that Damien's character was actually based off of, you guessed it, Tina Fey's high school friend, Damien Holbrook. And they were best friends in high school. She did a lot of shout-outs in this movie, which I think was pretty, awesome of her. And I think it's easier to use people in your personal life, especially when you're using last names, it's harder. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, I feel like my face is getting or my forehead, not my face. My forehead's getting very full, but I feel like it's not full enough. I know someone's gonna come and be like, Brooke, there's so much stuff on your face. Yes, there is, but that was the burn book too. It's kind of messy, especially in that one corner. Mess. I don't think stab. That's right, stab. Alright, I think my forehead is done. What do you think? I think she's cute. She's fine. So next, we're going into, why do I keep saying that? Okay, so, fun fact number, I don't know. There was a deleted scene that was never filmed. It was never even filmed. It was deleted, but it was supposed to be Damien after high school, because you know the movie ends. They're seniors now when the movie ends. So it's supposed to be after they graduate, and Damien goes on American Idol, and he sings, and he's auditioning for American Idol, which American Idol was so hippity-hoppity at that point. I just said hippity-hoppity, I cannot. But, it was so relevant at the time, and, so it would have been relevant, but the scene was kind of not, I'm glad they didn't do it, because I don't know, it's not really, I don't know, I didn't really like how it was. So it was supposed to be, I'll tell you why I don't like it. It was supposed to be Damien auditioning, and Simon Cowell calls him chubby. So what does he do? Damien goes down to the judges' panel. I'm gonna stop doing that. Damien goes down to the judges' panel and punches Simon Cowell in the face. I know. I was like, I don't think I like that at all. And I'm glad they didn't put it in there, because Damien's character throughout the whole movie is kind of seen as, like, more nicer, and I don't know. I just didn't like that. So I'm glad they didn't put that in. Yeah, I'm happy they didn't put it in, point blank period. So, that's that. Like, yep, that's the end of that. But also I feel like Mean Girls is so timeless, and I feel like if they would have put that in there, it would have been, I mean, American Idol's still around, but, I mean, I kind of like it when they just don't put stuff in movies that's just relevant to that time. Like, I don't know, I'm just a fan of that. So, my wings are not fleeked. Fleek yourself. Flake yourself. Flake. Okay. Oh well. So, what am I doing? Oh yeah. Okay. So, where did it go? answer is yes, but okay, I found it. Okay. Okay, so the next fun fact, I should have numbered these. That would have been relevant. I should have also primed my eyes before I put on freaking eyeliner, but guess what? We're here, so oh well. Better late than never again. Could you imagine someone put primer after they put the eyeshadow and be like, better late than ever? I guess you're right, but no, you're not right. Okay, so back to Mean Girls. There was an alternate ending to Miss Norbury in a way. An end to Miss Norbury. Yeah, there was a different ending, especially with the effects on the burn book. You know, the burn book is which I like that they didn't go this route, because I feel like the burn book was just supposed to be an emotional tour on people, not a actual life tour. I mean, except Coach what's his face? I can't remember his name at the moment, but you know, the coach, you know, he slept with the students, but I mean, we all saw that coming. But it wasn't supposed to be like ruining people. I mean, just socially. It's social, all social. The ending was supposed, let me not talk on it. So the actual ending, Kevin G actually gets caught with an illegal substance. That's what we'll say, because I don't know if I'm allowed to say drug names on a YouTube video. I don't want it to get taken down. But, yeah, he got caught with an illegal substance of some kind, and Miss Norbury, Tina Fey's character, she confiscates it, obviously, because she's a teacher, so she confiscates it, but she doesn't, like, take it to the office right away, I guess is what happened. I really don't, they don't talk about all the details with the behind-the-scenes stuff, but, or the research that I did. She confiscates it, puts it in her desk, and then when it comes out about the burn book, and, you know, like, their Coach Carr, the allegations against him were true, so they were, like, looking into Miss Norbury, too, and they were like, Miss Norbury doesn't sell drugs, and, you know, she comes out and she doesn't, but in this alternative ending, it was supposed to be that the drug that Kevin G had was in her desk when the police went to go look, so she got in trouble, and I guess she got arrested. I don't know what it was supposed to be, but I was like, I'm glad they didn't do that ending. It would have been so sad, because I really like, I don't know, I just feel so bad for her. Also, a deleted scene, you'll see why I feel bad for her. I'm gonna talk about all the deleted scenes at the very end that actually got filmed that you can actually go and watch, that are quite interesting. So, I'm just gonna describe them in case my video doesn't get taken down, so sorry. So I thought that was actually pretty funny, but I was like, I would be very sad to see that, because I don't know, that's just sad. It's just supposed to be the thought of, I don't know. So, next is going to be that a lot of people know this, but Tim Meadow, who plays Principal Duvall, he actually broke his hand a week before, like, you know, his hand's broken in the movie, but he actually broke his hand a week before filming. So they came up with the carpal tunnel storyline in the beginning of the movie, which, you know, I when I first started watching Mean Girls, I was young, okay? I was a little too young, but I was young when I started watching Mean Girls, and I was always like, that's a weird line, but now I look at it when I'm older, and I'm like, yeah, it's still a weird line, Brooke, you were right. It's just kind of random, it's thrown in there, and then I realized, like, oh, he actually broke his hand, like, they had to put some kind of, like, little storyline in there to make it make sense. So next, I keep saying so next. Okay. So next. I can't with myself. This color is actually literally looks just like the burn book. How did I know? Just that good. Not this color. Another color. Oh, this color looks really similar to it too. Oh, okay, I'll take it. Okay, our next fun fact is going to be the Glengarry Glen Ross was a template for the character of Regina George. Alec Baldwin's brief but very impactful performance as the motivational speaker from hell. Was a template, and they actually had Rachel McAdams watch the movie to get inspiration, which I thought was pretty cool. And I can see, similarities in that, I thought that was pretty cool. Plus, I had her watch it, so, I mean, it's always good to get inspiration of what you're going off of. Plus, Regina's such an iconic, villain-esque type character. It's, interesting to see where they got their inspiration from, so good for them on that. Good for them. I love this glitter, but let me tell you, it does not blend. Lacey Chabert, I think that's how you pronounce it. Please, if I'm saying it wrong, you can tell me. I know I'm saying it wrong, probably. Lacey Chabert, she actually turned 21 on the set of Mean Girls. I thought that was so cool, and this took a little bit of digging, but I wanted to know more about it. I don't know why, it's kind of stupid, but it's just like a little fun thing in there. But they actually surprised her with a cake during the mall scene. When the plastics are walking around the mall, they surprised her with a birthday cake, and sources say they, quote, embarrassed her in a good way. So I was like, oh, that's so cute. They celebrated her birthday on set. Which is pretty awesome. And yeah, so she was 21 when they were filming, which I'm like, oh my god, you were in such an iconic movie when you're so young. I can only dream. So, I thought that was pretty cool of them. Especially they brought our birthday cake while they were filming. That's pretty awesome. Blend, 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 blend. Blend your life away. That's my favorite thing to do. Blend my life away. Okay. I really wish I hadn't put this glitter in here. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Just put more glitter on top of it. I'm just kidding. No, actually, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Just put more glitter on top of it. Fix all our problems. It's fine. Just put a different glitter on top of it. It'll be fine. We'll live. Maybe. That was the weirdest face I've ever made in my life. Just then, that was strange. Okay. So next is going to be that Glen Coco, for you Glen Coco, you go Glen Coco, iconic line, was actually, Glen Coco was a name of somebody from Tina Fey's hometown. I just love that she's making so many shout-outs from people from... Sorry, y'all, we're having some issues because I went too far over with the sparkles on this side, and I don't like it. And I'm trying to fix it. But I can't. No, I can. I'm gonna fix it. It's gonna be fine. I don't know why I'm complaining. I'm complaining. I'm gonna fix it. Maybe. We'll see. But it's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Whatever. We're gonna be fine. We're just gonna cover it up and blend and hope for the best. That's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna reapply our eyeliner because it is so messed up. Oh, yep. Okay, we're good. We're good again. So Lindsay Lohan had over 50 costume changes. I know, you don't even realize how many costume changes go into this, but it was, 50 for just Lindsay Lohan alone, which I was like, oh. Most of the other girls, it's mostly female parts, so Regina and, all of them, they had about 30 costume changes, which is still a lot. Yeah, over 50 costume changes. I thought that was pretty crazy. Or about 50, it said. So, I was kind of shocked. But, like, I'm sure if you paid attention to that when you're watching, you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because, it would be weird if they had the same outfits on every day when going to school. So, I get it. I don't like that. It looks ugly. Don't mind me trial and erroring. I didn't like what I did, so I'm covering it up. Obviously. So our next behind the scenes little tidbit, knowledge, I don't know what you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. Our next little thing is that a lot of the lines were changed so that they would not get the rated R rated R rating? Rated R? I don't know what it's called. So they wouldn't get rated R'd, pretty much. The movie wouldn't be rated R, so. The line, "Is your muffin buttered?" Hilarious line. I love that line. I think it's, subtle. Was actually supposed to be, "Is your cherry popped?" And I was like, honestly, it's not as funny. I don't like it. I like that it's, low key. I like that it's something different. Oh my god, this had blue on it. I'm literally gonna cry. I'm going to cry now. Oh my god. It literally had blue on it. No, I did not know that. I'm never going to cover that up. I'm literally never going to. Blue? I'm never going to be able to cover that. There's no way. Okay, this eye is a tinge blue. So sorry about it. Totally used a brush with blue on it that I believe that I cleaned, but I guess not well enough because there was straight up blue in it, and I could put orange over it, but like, I don't want to. I'm so upset. And we're not going to use another brush that has a color on it because I am going to cry. I'm never going to be able to cover up blue. Might as well just put pink over it and say whatever. Pink it is. I guess you can't see it. I don't know. It's fine. There'll be a lot of other stuff going on in my face. You won't even realize it's there. Or maybe you will. And you'll just have to deal with it. That would be unfortunate, wouldn't it? Nah, it's fine. I mean, my forehead looks like a high school public bathroom. High school public bathroom. I can't even. I meant a public school, a public high school bathroom. That's what I meant. Like the stall, where they write on it. Yeah. If you've been to public high school, you know the ways. So, anywho, like we were talking, so there was another line that was supposed to be changed, which did get changed. So the line where Amber DeLucia made out with a hot dog, it was supposed to be, Something sexual done with a hot dog, because you know we're on YouTube. I don't know what I can and can't say. I don't feel like looking it up. It was supposed to be something sexual with a hot dog. I'm gonna let you look that up if you need to. But, yeah, it would have made more sense, but, rated R, they couldn't keep it. They were definitely, going to get rated R for that, so they said made out with a hot dog. It was one time. The original line would have made much more sense, because who cared if she made out with a hot dog? I mean, who literally cares? Who cares anyway what she does? It's her business, but, you know, high school. Apparently everything is everybody's business in high school. Duh. Which makes no sense. So yeah. Fun tidbit. So, Miss Norberry's character was actually, I literally look crazy, but I love it. Watch me like watch this back and be like, what was I doing? Having fun. That's what I'm doing, okay? Leave me alone. Okay. So, Miss Norberry's character, again, was named off of Tina Fey's high school? Yeah. Tina Fey's high school German teacher, which I thought was pretty cool. She's their German teacher to be the math teacher, but yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. She's somebody else again. We love Tina Fey, loving people in her life, loyal. Our next one is also going to be a change, because of rated R. You know, I told you it was going to come up a lot. I told you. A lot of it got changed. The scene where Katie walks in on Jason and Gretchen kissing at Katie's house in the bathroom. They were kissing, they were making out or whatever. And then she slaps Jason. That was supposed to be something more sexual happening. Again, if you want to know, go look it up yourself. But it was supposed to be something more sexual, but it got changed because of why? Oh my god. Yeah, PG-13. Yeah, that's why. It got changed. So, you just gotta deal with it. And it also makes sense because there was a cut scene, a deleted scene that was shot, so you can look it up if you want to. There was a deleted scene that was shot, and it was of Gretchen and Karen right before Katie came downstairs to throw her small get-together, which turned out to be a party. They're talking, and she says, I think tonight's gonna be the night that me and Jason do it. And she says, wait, you guys have already done it twice. And she said, no, I know. Tonight will be the night I actually enjoy it, which I thought was hilarious. That was funny. But without, you know, the actual, see, I don't know. It was irrelevant, and I'm sure they cut it. I mean, obviously she walks in on them and they're just kissing. It's kind of like, okay, like, it could lead to more, but yeah, just cut it. That could have also been PG-13 issues. Probably was. Probably was, honestly. Everything's PG-13 issue. Okay. So this next one is going to be something that you definitely know, or something you literally had no idea about, because everybody you talk to are like, oh yeah, I knew that, or they literally had no idea. And it's like people who are obsessed with Mean Girls, and then some people who aren't and know this. So it just depends what you hear. So Rachel McAdams had to, her hair obviously was going to be blonde for this character, and because it just fits the role better, but obviously you literally cannot get your hair that blonde in such a short period of time. So Rachel McAdams wore a wig in the movie. I know, crazy. The iconic blonde hair is not real. Yeah, no, it's a wig, and you can tell in some scenes because Not because of the hairline is great. It's because of the way it's styled. Sometimes her hair is like, she's a very, like in the mall scene, she has a very defined brow, like super defined brow. No, not brow, what am I saying? Bang, I meant a bang. She has a very defined bang. And then in other scenes, she literally barely has a bang. Like her bangs grow out. And then the next scene, it'll be like a very intense bang. Which, I mean, you can manipulate, but you can just tell, especially with the wig, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like after you know. After the fact, knowing it, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I can see it, but it's a good wig, especially for, 2004 when it came out. I mean, wigs started, obviously wigs have been good for a while, but like that's a good wig, especially for 2004. I mean, it is a movie, but still, that's a good wig. That's a good wig. I like that wig. I want that wig. That's a nice wig. And her hair was, her hair has always been, like, people thought I thought for the longest time that she had blonde hair. And that I was like, oh, I saw in, like, one movie, I forgot what it was. I think it was The Notebook, yeah. And I was like, what? She has brown hair? No, she doesn't. Yeah, she does. So, I was quite shocked about that when I found out. Our next, that don't even look like no lips. Oh well. So we're coming to an end, so I'm just going to talk about some of the deleted scenes that you can look up if you're curious to watch them yourself. Some of them are quite funny, some of them were not necessary for the movie, that's why they got cut. Also because, they gotta keep a time frame of how long it has to be, so some stuff can get cut out and it doesn't really matter. So one of the scenes, one of the very first ones that I watched was Damien goes into the cafeteria before lunch. He unscrews like some of the screws in the tables that the plastic sits at, and Katie has her tray set up perfectly with like drinks and stuff to you would think, to spill on somebody. Like Damien loosened the screws so that her drinks that were set up would spill on somebody, and Regina went to sit down and put her tray down when Aaron called her to say something, so Karen sat in her spot and put her tray down, and all this stuff fell on her. And then Regina and everybody laughed at her, so it was like, it backfired. I think that was supposed to be around where they were trying to, mess up Regina's life, but they kept, like, messing up, so, like, with the foot cream and the, all the stuff that wasn't working. I think it was supposed to be around that scene, because it was a scene that wasn't working. Definitely was not my favorite. I like the foot cream, and that was funnier. And like the cutting of the bra, the iconic bra cutting, you can't get rid of that. So it was just like, I'm sure it was a times thing. Also, they didn't want too many things in that scene. Some of these are some weird looking lips, let me tell you. It's weird. Oh well. So, oh well. Okay, y'all, I got a new palette for a red, because I feel like this one's very purpley. Might not look purpley, but on camera, but it's definitely purpley on my end, so just gonna change that. So yeah, that was an interesting deleted scene. One that I felt like they shouldn't have cut, that I always thought was a strange shot, I guess you could say, was the scene where, if you watch Mean Girls, or watch it back if you don't know what I'm talking about, there is a scene in which Katie is like turning around, like she just opened the door, and she's talking about like it's better to hate life being in the plastics than to not be in it at all. They're like doing her hair up and everything, and she's like, you have really good eyebrows, and she's like, thanks. Right before that, she was in, I think that's Regina's bathroom, I think that's what it was, and there was a scene before that, and it was supposed to be, they were all talking, and they were talking about the Caltine bars, which I was always like, we'll get into it. So the Caltine bars, it was, why didn't I just do this with lipstick? Why am I doing this with eyeshadow? Please tell me. I'd love to know. Because I'm stupid, that's why. Because I didn't think this through. I literally just need to use lipstick. What? Why am I making this harder for myself? I don't know. Okay, let me give a lipstick real quick. Honestly, I'm sitting here and I'm like, why don't I like this color? It's not like I want it. Girl, use lipstick. You're an idiot. I should have just used lipstick. Especially a liquid lipstick. I could have just drawn it on, been done. Of course I didn't. Of course I made it harder for myself. Duh. That's what I do. So, and we're just gonna literally put it right on because this is almost empty anyway. So, maybe. I don't know. Don't mind me. So, they were talking about how they said Regina must watch her weight and weigh herself every day. And that she's gonna notice that the Caltine bars are making her gain weight. And Damien said, oh, I learned a trick in Fat Camp where you can take dental floss and do this thing with the scale to make it the same weight no matter what. And they're like, ooh, that's good. So they decided, okay, we're gonna do that. So you see Katie in the bathroom, and Regina's like, yeah, girl, we're gonna do your hair, blah, 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 and like telling her to hurry up. And she's in Regina's bathroom. Looks like trash. Anyway, they're in Regina's bathroom, or she's in Regina's bathroom, and she did the thing to the scale with the dental floss. And then she's at 112 pounds, she sets it. And then she stands on the scale with a plant, and it's still 112 pounds. And then she lets them in. The scene is pretty much the same, but you see Regina stand on the scale, and she says, 112 pounds, perfect. So that's why she never really, like, mentions why she's gaining weight. It's pretty much just that one scene where she says, Katie, all I've been eating are these Caltine bars and they suck. And she says, no, it's just all the, blah, blah, blah. And it's pretty much just like, that's why she notices she's not gaining weight. She's just bloated. So it makes more sense why Katie said, like, no, this is just the water weight. So she's pretty much saying, like, girl, you haven't even gained any weight. It's just the water weight. So that's why she's like, okay, I believe you because I literally haven't gained any weight when she really has. She just, changed a scale. So she thought that she hadn't. I think that should have stayed in there. It wasn't even that long of a scene, and I think it would have made sense when she goes to open the door. It looks kind of awkward. Like when she opens the door to them, it looks strange to me. And I was always like, why does that look so weird? That's why, because there was a scene before that. So that's why it looks weird. And now you know. I think it should have stayed, but what do I know? Not my movie, not my life. I don't like the way that looks. We're just gonna roll with it. It's gonna be fine. That's my motto of my life. So the next one was definitely stupid, and I felt like it wasn't stupid. Nothing stupid. Everything's done for a purpose. It was unnecessary. It was okay to cut. She said, my mom wanted to go dress shopping for me for the spring fling dance. And she said it was hard not to make things awkward. And it's like Katie says, I want these. And then it's like a subtitle of what they're actually like thinking. And like her mom says, what about these? or her mom says, like, how about not those? And then the subtitle says, like, they look like they'll get you pregnant. And then it was, like, Katie's subtitle. I don't know. It was very weird. I did not like it. It was, like, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it. So I was just like, yeah, that had to go. It was unnecessary. And she was like, no, Mom, I want these. And, like, kind of being a brat. It's just, like, proving, like, how much the plastics has changed her. But also they literally lived in Africa with, like, nothing around them. So, I mean, her mom has been more exposed to life than Katie has, literally. Not just figuratively. Like, literally, they lived in the middle of nowhere in Africa. There was another deleted scene in which Katie, it's when Aaron is helping Katie with her, studies because she doesn't understand. So he's helping her. And she said she didn't realize how lonely Africa was. Which I was like, that's interesting because she never brings up in the movie, like, her wanting to go back to Africa. She never says that. She makes references to Africa because it's literally where she grew up. But she never says if she ever wanted to go back or if she missed it or anything like that. So it was interesting that was said. It was just deleted. And he says, I would love to go to Africa someday. And she says, oh my God, I'll have to take you. And then she says in her head, she does like the in the head thing, the in the head shots. And she said, oh, that was so coy. So, and he didn't say like anything. He just like smiled like, yeah, you'll have to take me. I don't want to mess this up because if I mess this up, she's all over. So the last deleted scene, it's kind of a lot to explain. I'm going to try and set the scene the best way I can. So another deleted scene is going to be Miss Norbury. She tells Katie and everybody on the Mathletes team, it's after they win, she says, I'm really proud of you guys. I'm so happy. And I'm so happy that not everything I touch turns to crap. And then her car goes up. And she says, hey, can you guys give me a ride? To like the prom, I guess. So I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny. It wasn't necessary, but it was funny. The fact that her life is like a mess is funny. It sounds terrible. So another deleted scene is when Katie says when you get bitten by a snake, you have to suck out the poison. And that's what I was doing. Sucking all the poison out of my life. And she went to Regina to go to apologize to her, and she was standing outside of her house. Well, deleted scene was that before she knocks on the door, all the people are there like they show in the movie, but her mom makes it about her, and she's like, I didn't know if she was gonna make it sometimes, and just talking about Regina's condition and everything. And then she said, and poor Regina has lost so much weight being on the IV. So the doctor gave us Caltine bars. And she immediately screams. And then everybody runs out of her house. And Katie doesn't even go in. She just runs away. But I'm like, that's kind of stupid. She was supposed to just be making amends. And that was it. That's obviously why they deleted it. They just wanted to be like, yeah, she made her amends. This is what she did. We're done. Pretty much is what happened. They're like, no, she made her amends. She's good. She sucked the poison out of her life. She's fine. Regina's fine. She's not dead. She went and saw her. She was good. I see a lot of people do these looks and they like digitally edit. Like, obviously I'm not the first person to do a burn book look. Obviously, I'm not. Be the first to say that. Lots of people have done their own variations of the book, but I will say a lot of people digitally put in the burn book, and I'm like, it's really not that complicated. Like, it's not that complicated. I don't know why people just don't put it in on their face, but they like digitally edit it in, which no shame, but like, you know, I don't know. I'm not digitally editing it. I'm putting it on my face. And if it looks like trash, I mean, I did it myself, so like, give me some kind of credit, I guess. I'm just kidding. You don't have to give me any credit. It's okay if it looks like trash. You don't have to tell me. It's okay. Don't tell me. It's okay. I'm not. Another scene that I thought was interesting was when Miss Norbury says, Katie, do you have anything to say to anybody or say sorry or something? Referring to herself. Katie says no. She said, you're not sorry about anything? Like, nothing? You know the scene. And she says, I'm really disappointed in you, Katie. Well, that scene was supposed to go out a little bit differently. It was supposed to be Katie talking to herself in her head like normal, and she says, Miss Norbury said the worst thing possible an adult can say to you. And Miss Norbury says your parents were killed by cannibals or something crazy. And then she was like, okay, the second worst thing somebody can tell you, an adult can tell you. And then she says, I'm really disappointed in you, Katie. Which I like what they kept, because it's supposed to be like a serious moment between her and Miss Norbury, and not like, you know, just a comedy joke. It's supposed to be like something she actually took serious, even though like she says it's like the worst thing someone like a adult can tell you, which it is. An adult telling you they're disappointed in you is very upsetting. I don't know if it's the second worst thing, but I mean, it makes you upset. But yeah, I'm glad they kept just the original, and she's just says, I'm really disappointed in you, Katie, because you know she's upset. You know she's like, wants to say sorry, but like she says, she can't say sorry without being blamed for the whole burn book, and that's true. She would have got blamed for the whole burn book, but would it have been better? Probably not in that moment, because honestly, she probably would have gotten beaten the crap out of. Not gonna lie, she probably would have gotten beaten up. I mean, if you think about it. I mean, some of these girls just beat up their best friends, so why wouldn't they beat up this chick that, like, they barely know? I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. It makes no sense not to. So, yeah, I like the way that it was written. Just like they had it. Was good. Well, since we're coming to a finale, I'm going to go into the last deleted scene that I think, maybe not this scene exactly it should have been, because it was a little weird. I think it should have been something a little different, but something... Okay. It got all over my finger. I was like, I swear to God, this is all flung in my face. I'm done. Deleted scene was that Katie comes back from the Mathletes thing. She runs into her parents, and instead of just running to, I don't even know where she runs to, she goes into the bathroom. She like puts water on her face, I guess because she's like #stressed or whatever. But plus she just like won the Mathletes, so she's probably like tired, mentally tired. So she is in the bathroom. It's kind of scary though. She's in the bathroom and Regina happens to be in there. And you know, at the prom, it's after all this stuff went down. And Regina's like standing behind her like a freaking serial killer. It's very strange. And she's like, oh my god, Regina. And you, like, don't know if she's gonna, like, kill her. Like, it literally gives you that feels. And I forgot what she says to her. Well, pretty much she, like, says, like, Regina, I'm really sorry about everything that happened, like, you know, with the, or she says, you look amazing, and she's like, I'm in a neck halo, like, okay, and then she says, you know, I'm really sorry, like, I truly am sorry about everything, and she was like, you don't know if she's actually being serious, or if she's, you know, she's like, I forgive you, because I'm a very zen person. And you're like, what the heck? Is she about to murder her or something? Like, it literally gives you that kind of vibes when you're watching it. And she was like, because I'm on a lot of painkillers right now. And so you're like, oh, that's funny. Which isn't funny because she got hit by a bus, but it is funny. It is funny. So, and then she says, you know, Aaron does actually like you, though. And she said when we were together, he would just talk about how you were very unique, which really pissed me off. And, you know, she said always, you know, made her mad and whatnot. And then she goes into explaining how when she was younger, she had a, like, doll playset from Germany that, she never played with, and her mom was trying to give it away to her cousin. Or she said, I've kind of always been this way. And then she goes in to discuss that, and she says, my mom tried to give it away to my cousin, and Katie cuts her off and says, and you try to convince her to, and you try to convince her to keep it. And she said, oh no, I threw it down the stairs. And then she starts laughing, and so does Katie, which I'm like, Jesus God. And she said, I just did not want anybody else to have it. So she's kind of saying, like, she didn't even want Aaron. She was just doing it because she didn't want anybody else to have him, but she knew that he should have been with Katie and that Katie should have been with him. Like, they actually genuinely liked each other. So she's just kind of like, yeah, I messed up, you messed up. It's kind of like mutually agree. So it's like a mutual, like, we messed up. Which also makes sense why she would, like, say Regina fractured her spine and she still looks like a rock star. Like, it was like a mutual, like, we're good now. I think there should have been that kind of moment where it was like, we're good. There was never really that moment. It was just like, she went and paid her respects, which you don't know if that means she just dropped off some flowers or if she went and actually talked to her. And then there was, like, you know, her saying that at prom, like, saying she looks good and whatever, and then, like, them nodding at each other like, we're good, and we're moving on at the very end. But I thought it was just, I don't know, I don't think maybe that specific moment it should have happened like that, but I felt like something should have happened. Like, them acknowledging, like, hey, we messed up, we're not actually going to be friends now, but we acknowledge that we both messed up and that, you know, Regina was crappy to Katie, and that Katie really was crappy to her, because Katie did far worse than she did personally, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, I thought it was I always felt like something should have happened in that something, because I felt like just the nod of, like, yep, we're good, we're moving on, we are not friends, we're not enemies, we just coexist in the same school. And I was like, okay, that's cool, but, like, y'all ever talk about this? Like, And they did in the deleted scenes. Which kind of sucks, but it's okay. Because now you know. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm now done. I'm going to put my lashes and my lipstick on. And I will show you the final look. So this is the final look. I think it turned out pretty good, if I do say so myself. I really like how the eyeshadow turned out. So yeah, this was our first Movie Monday. If you are excited, please give this a like if you liked it. Comment on maybe some TV shows, movies, or Broadway shows that you are going to be excited in seeing or that you would like to see. Yeah, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to get notified whenever I post a new video. And yeah, that's gonna be about it. So thank you for joining with me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.